Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I am going to be doing a video all about makeup that I forgot about. So not necessarily that I forgot about, but I just don't use as often. So I really wanted to dive into the products that I haven't used in a while, just to see how they are, if I forgot about them for a reason because I don't like them, or just because there's been other products that I've liked better. So if you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel. You can click that little button right down below where it says subscribe to see all of my future uploads, and let's get started. Alright, so I'm all set. I got my headband on, my hair's out of my face, so let's dive into this. So for primer today, I am going to be going in with the Ofra Primer Cool as a Cucumber. So when did I get this? I got this like maybe a year ago or so. I really like this primer. It feels very cooling and nice on the face because it is cool as a cucumber. So it has that like refreshing kind of feel to it, but I found that it didn't stick to my makeup, my foundation, as well as I wanted it to. So, I mean, but it is still a nice primer, and Ofra does have beautiful products. So let's dive into this. So it does have like almost like a minty kind of green color to it, and it smells so nice. Like the smell alone just like gets me. So, and it has like that cooling effect, so it feels so nice on the face, like so hydrating too. And it does have like a bit of tackiness to it, which is really nice when you want your makeup to actually stick. So it feels really nice on the face. I mean, maybe I just found other primers that I liked more, or just like testing out. I'm always testing out new stuff, so maybe I've just forgot about it because I was testing out new stuff, but I want to see how like it shapes up throughout the day because I haven't used it in a long time. It looks good, I think. I mean, it feels really, really nice. Has that tackiness to it, which is good. For foundation today, I am going to use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation. This foundation is full coverage, like extreme full coverage. And I mean, maybe that's why I don't use it as much, just because I like more of a medium to full coverage, and this is completely matte, whereas I like more of a hydrating, dewy kind of look. So I don't really gravitate much towards this foundation because of that. But if you are someone who likes a full matte foundation, like cover everything, then this is such a good foundation for you because it is really good. Like, it's a really nice formula and it works really well on the skin. But for me, I don't know, I think it's just too matte for me. But anyways, let's dive into it. So this is in the shade Cairo 600. All right, so I have my beauty sponge here. So it's definitely thicker, like it's a thick consistency to it. So it's definitely very full coverage. I actually think I went in with too much. And yeah, see, like, look how full coverage this is. So I definitely did not need as much foundation as I pumped out on my hand, because with this, it's so full coverage that you definitely don't need a lot. Like, a little goes a very long way with this foundation. So, you definitely don't need a lot. I definitely pumped out a little bit too much, but that's okay. And like, Juvia's Place has really come out with really, really nice products, and I really do like this foundation. Like, it's very, very full coverage, as you can see. So this was just literally like half of a squirt that I use, half of like a little pump that I use. I mean, I put a lot of foundation on the back of my hand just because I honestly haven't used it in so long that I forgot how full coverage it is and how little product you need. So, I mean, it's nice in that aspect that it's like, you don't need a lot of product, but I also think this is not my shade, but I mean, that's okay. I have like this sweater here so no one can see my neck today. But I did purchase this, I think, in the summer. I think, yeah, probably in the summer. So was a little more tan back then, so yeah, this is definitely not my shade. Let's try and lighten it up with some concealer, but honestly, like, it leaves such a beautiful finish to the face. Like, it is so full coverage. Like, all of my blemishes are pretty much concealed and covered, so it's like great in that aspect, but you know, it's very matte. There's no like glowiness, there's no dewiness, there's like none of that, just because it doesn't claim to be any of that. It claims to be a matte full coverage foundation. So it definitely does what it claims. So let's jump into concealer. So the concealer I'm going to use today is also by Juvia's Place. It's the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 23. So this, not necessarily a bad concealer, but again, there's just been so many like new products that have been out that I just kind of forgot about this one. So it definitely is, like, the doe foot is really nice too. I have a light color, so hopefully it'll help with our foundation today, because I don't know, this is definitely not my shade. So we'll see how this works. Yeah, I look crazy today. Alright, so let's go ahead and blend this out. This is also a really, really nice full coverage concealer. So I'm just kind of stamping it up like this just to get that like nice lift. Oh, this is like really full coverage. I look absolutely crazy today, but it'll all come together, I promise. This is very full coverage and definitely a shade a little bit too light for me, but you know, you live and you learn, try new things. I'm actually going to use it to like try to color correct this foundation because it's definitely too dark for me. But the concealer is really nice. It has a really nice coverage to it. So again, I mean, it's not that I don't like this. I just honestly think that I forgot about it because I've been trying so many new concealers. And like the drugstore like has honestly like stepped up their game with concealers. So I've been like trying all new ones. But yeah, this is definitely a nice full coverage concealer. And it gives like a really nice brightness under the eye too. So I'm hoping we can save this face with this concealer, because I really honestly truly didn't think that this foundation was this dark. But again, I purchased it in the summer and I haven't gotten another shade of it, so maybe that is why. So I'm going to just set my under eyes really quickly with the Kat Von D powder. I really didn't have a powder that I haven't used in a while, so I'm just going to go in with this really quickly just to set the under eyes. I honestly forgot how good this concealer was, so like I'm going to be using it a lot more now. I'm going to quickly prime my eyelids. Alright, so lids are primed, so now I'm going to jump into the eyes. So for my eyes today, I'm jumping into the Naked Urban Decay Honey palette. So this palette, I honestly, like, it's a beautiful palette. Like, it's just such beautiful, like, warm tones. And this is, like, definitely, like, right up my alley just because I like a lot of warm tone looks. But I just haven't used it as much as I thought I would. And I don't think it necessarily is because of I didn't like the formulas or I didn't like the shadows or anything like that. I just, again, like, there's just so much new things coming out that I just kind of forgot about this. I just like threw it in my drawer and kind of forgot about it. So I did want to create a look today using this. But it's like, it's a beautiful, beautiful palette, like for like a bronzy kind of smoky eye look. Like, it's beautiful. So let me jump into this. So I'm going to jump in with this color first. It's called Sweet. So that shade right there, and I'm going to use that in my crease. So like my very first eyeshadow palette, like a really nice eyeshadow palette was the Urban Decay Naked palette. I think it was the very first one, and I still have it. So I should probably like take that out soon and try and using it because I used that thing like all the time. I got so much use out of that palette that I hit pan on a lot of the shadows. I can't bring myself to like get rid of it just because it was like my first like real high-end kind of makeup palette. So I'm like, I can't get rid of it. But it is still a good palette, and I actually want to take it out just to see like how it does, because I haven't used it in, oh god, 10 years at least. I remember using that in high school. I'm going to jump into this shade. It's called Keeper. It's kind of that honey, bronzy kind of shade right there. And I'm going to use this on my crease as well. And I just want to like deepen it up a little bit. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. And I'm going to slant my brush like this, just so I really get it in the crease and not much on my actual lid, because then I'm going to go in with a different shade there. Oh, this also might be coming out and going into like my more used products, because I like separate my makeup kind of like all the ones I put up front are like the ones that I use regularly, which I definitely should kind of like go through and filter them out, just so I'm using, you know, all of my products. Just that like honey kind of warm look. It's like very like wintry too. All right, so now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's called Hive. So it's also kind of like a honey shade, but it's just a little deeper. And I'm going to use that on my outer corner just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. I really want to just focus it on the outer corner here, just so I can go in with a shimmer all over the lid. That's also really pretty. Definitely do not get enough use out of this. So again, I'm just gonna stamp it on the outer. I'm just gonna take my big fluffy brush and just kind of even everything out, just like diffuse it all out, just so I don't have any harsh lines or anything like that. So I don't know which shimmer shades to use. So there's this golden one. It's called, the shade is called Golden, and that's what that looks like. That is beautiful. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, that's so nice. That is gorgeous. Okay. So that's an option. Or there's this shade. It's called Amber, and that also looks really pretty. I feel like that would be really pretty like all over the lid. That's beautiful too. Ooh. So that's that first one right there. That is gorgeous. Maybe we'll do both. All right, I'm gonna go in with Amber first. So that's the more kind of like amber coppery shade right there. And I'm gonna put that like right here on my lid. And we'll see how this does. Ooh! Oh, that's really, really pretty. Oh, yeah. I don't use this enough, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go in with Golden, and I am going to put that right next to the Amber shade and just kind of like blend them in. Ooh, that's pretty. This is my problem. Like, I can't just use one shade. I have to just use them all. Love, 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 love that. I'm just gonna deepen the outer corner a little bit with that, the Hive shade that we used earlier, just to deepen it up a little bit more. This is a nice mirror on this palette too. They always have like really nice mirrors though, Urban Decay. But now I'm gonna smoke out my lash line. And I think I want to go into, but I haven't used that yet. So this is called Drip. So that's like just a deeper kind of brown. So I'm going to smoke out my lashes, my lash line. So I'm going to take this shade Flyby right there, that like lightened shade, and I'm going to go in on my inner corner with that just to give it some brightness under my brow bone. So now I'm going to go in with eyeliner. I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Liquid Liner. So I have to like shake it up because I haven't used it in a while. But this is also like a really, really nice eyeliner. I just have like ColourPop launches with so many new things all the time, so I've just gotten like the new liners. So I'm just gonna do a little line here. And I haven't used this in so long, but it's still a really good eyeliner. Really black and pigmented, which I love. And for mascara, I'm gonna like bring it way back and use the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara. This was like my first mascara ever to ever try. I think it was like everyone's, honestly, but it was just so good that like everyone loved it. And like, I mean, look at the wand on this. Like, it's so little. So let's just go down memory lane and use this up. Honestly, like drugstores have done such a nice job with new mascaras. Like, they just honestly have been killing it with the mascara game. I feel like with this you have to do like multiple coats just to really like get an effect of it. I mean, it's not bad, but Maybelline has definitely stepped their game up with their mascaras, that's for sure. But it's still, I mean, it still looks really nice like compared to this one. So, but you just need like, you know, 3 or 4 coats. Alright, so for my face today, I'm going to go in with this Smashbox LA Lights palette. I got this so long ago. It's, I mean, I don't know if it's still good to use, but we're going to do it anyway. This, honestly, it is so good. It has 9 shades, and it's just an all-over face palette. So there's blushes, there's highlights, there's a bronzer, so it's like kind of good for everything, like an all-over use. So I'm going to go in, and I use this all the time. I mean, I hit pan on two shades. So I'm going to go in with the Rich Bronze right there, and I'm going to bronze the face with that. And I really do like this palette too because it has a giant mirror, which is lovely. And I mean, Smashbox, like it's honestly a brand that I kind of not forgot about, but I just haven't used them much lately. So we already have, this is like a nice bronzy kind of look. I'm loving it. Bronze the forehead, my nose. It is a really pretty bronzer. Alright, so I'm going to use this as well for my blush. So let's see which one I want to use. I'm going to go in with the True Pink Berry, that one right in the center there. That's just such a true pink color that I thought it would be kind of nice for this look. Ooh, very pigmented. Forgot about that. So we're going to have to like blend that in a little bit. I haven't hit pan on any of the blushes, and I think it's just because they're so pigmented, and I use this like pretty religiously. So honestly, a little bit goes a long way. So this palette would literally last you forever. Alright, so I'm just going to stick to the same palette because I really like it. So I'm going to go in with my highlight on here as well. And I think I'm going to go in with this Highlight Berry right next to the blush that I used. So I don't think that I really used this highlight much. So let's see. I feel like it's more like a blush than a highlight. I mean, there is a little bit of a glow, so let's try something else. I'm going to do the Highlight Gold. I'm going to mix in with that a little bit and see how that is. I did use this a lot, so let's see. I feel like that's more of a highlight. Okay, that's pretty. Jumping on my other side. Not the most like blinding highlight, but still really pretty. Bring it down my nose. Alright, and for my lip today, I'm going to go in with the Kylie Velvet Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Surprise Me. So, I mean, I loved Kylie's lip kits like years ago. I had like so many of them, but I honestly got rid of a lot of them just because they were old and I didn't use them. I kind of like grew out of the whole Kylie like lip phase just because there are also so many other nice new products out there. But, oh, I'm gonna go in like really pink today. But, I mean, this is like a beautiful shade. And I also like am just not a fan of super matte lipsticks anymore. And Kylie's lips are super matte. I'm all for a matte lipstick and then even like throwing some gloss over it, but Kylie's I feel like are super drying, which I do not like at all. It's a beautiful lip. The color is gorgeous. I love it, but it's just so drying and like it just kind of cracks a little bit. So, all right, you guys. So that is the finished look. So I used all products that I haven't used in a very long time and products that I kind of forgot about and products that aren't really my favorites. So taking a look, like I definitely want to use the Urban Decay palette a lot more than I have in the past just because, you know, I forgot about it. I kind of put it in my drawer, forgot that it was there, but I love it. I think it looks beautiful. Like this is just a nice bronzy golden honey kind of look, and I think it's beautiful. Concealer, I already see that it's like kind of breaking up under my eyes, so not the best for that. So I'm not really sure. Like I was liking it at first because it was such full coverage, but now that having it on for a little bit, like I can see that it's like breaking up under my eyes, so maybe I'll not use that as much. You know, the mascara, it was just kind of like trip down memory lane. I don't know if I'll ever use that again, but it was really nice to break that out. And the lips, beautiful color, not a fan just because it's so drying. And the palette, like the Smashbox palette, I love it. I'll honestly be using that until I don't have it anymore. So yeah, so that is it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video of me using products that I forgot about. So if you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel so you can see all future uploads and you can just have fun with me doing some makeup. So I will see you all very soon in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.